How's it going, guys? Welcome back, guys. I have a video for you guys today. It is actually made by Southern Logic. He has a lot of good things that I've seen. I actually like his channel, guys. So go subscribe to him, go like it, whatever you guys like to do. But this one is called "The Neighbors of Idaho 4 Victims." Really sketches me out. Look, I understand when something sketches you out. I understand, you put something, you name your video of to draw attention. That's what you do, guys. But just because a guy is a chef and knows his way around a knife does not make him the killer. Anyways, yes, I actually heard that in this video and I about flipped out because I worked very closely with chefs, guys, and it doesn't work like that. Anyways, but first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself, like and subscribe to the channel. It's highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video.
Guys, so imagine that I told you that there was a neighbor living next to the girls who had a lot of experience using larger knives, who had very, very good hand-eye coordination, and who fit the bill for exactly the type of person we may be interested in, especially my buddy Brian, who's so caught up on the drug angle. What if I...
Okay, well, let me set this straight, guys. Just because you take drugs and just because you're a chef does not make you a killer. It just doesn't, guys. So I'm totally going to disagree with that, guys, because I actually believe if anybody on campus, the cops would have known about it. The cops would have had him in jail. It would have been game over. We still don't got even the knife on this person that killed these 4 Idaho students in Moscow, Idaho. We still don't even have that. Where's that at? We still don't even have, we got DNA, but there's no matches. So who is it? It's not someone who lives on campus, guys. They have to get fingerprints and everything else whenever they become a student. So no, let's count that out. Anyways, let's get right to the video.
I told you. Let's get into it. Enon Harsh. You may remember him because that video that came out of the fake scream Joseph Morris put out or whatever, he said that that video was from this Enon Harsh guy. Since then, that guy has been on Reddit doing AMAs, he's done podcasts, he's done interviews, and he's said some crazy things. One thing that's changed multiple times is whether he heard a scream or not, whether he thought about it or just brushed it off as some drunk guy. He's also said that the reason that he lives on a college campus is for the vaulted ceiling so he can juggle. I don't know if you've ever juggled or attempted to juggle before, but it's not easy. You have to have really good hand-eye coordination. This guy's also a chef at a restaurant. Chef Dizzy is what he goes by. Now, not only all that, being a chef, he obviously knows how to handle a knife. You ever watched cooking shows? You ever watched the chefs on the cooking shows and how good they are with a blade? Now add to it that he's got the juggling experience. He can juggle really well, so he's got really good hand-eye coordination.
Okay, look, just because you are a juggler, excuse me, just because you're a juggler and you have good hand-eye coordination and you're a chef does not make you the killer once again, guys. Anyways, let's jump right back to the video.
Would be the perfect type of person to be able to maneuver with a knife and handle multiple things going on at the same time with his hand-eye coordination. Now, I'm not saying he did anything, not by a long shot, but just the way he acts really brings up worry for me. It really sticks out. The way he talks about things, the way he fits the bill.
I went home, it was around, I don't know, like 1:30, 2-ish a.m. It's maybe when I got home, maybe, I'm always like kind of hoping that I have like a parking spot right in front of my my door when I get there, because like lots of times on campus, there's like parties and like they're pretty full. And so like this time I noticed that like, I don't know, it wasn't really any cars as usual. I was like, cool, I'm gonna get a nice spot.
He describes himself as an introvert, but yet he's got 3 felony charges for party drugs. MDMA, that's ecstasy. If you're partying and you're doing drugs, you're doing MDMA, that's not really an introvert type of drug.
I've got 3. Well, I don't have 3 anymore. They're expired, so they're off my record now. As of like 3 years ago. So
Oh,
it's been
okay.
like 10 years. But yeah, I had 3. Had a possession of marijuana. Had a possession of MDMA with intent to deliver, and I had a delivery of MDMA.
It's very possible that this guy has no connection to that anymore at all either. But the way he describes himself as an introvert, it just came off weird if you've got charges for selling party drugs and you live on a college campus, even though you're nowhere near being a student.
So let me get this right. Just because he likes to juggle, he's an introvert. See, that's what he describes himself as. He lives on college campus because the ceilings are vaulted because he likes to juggle, and he's a chef, and he has past legal actions on drugs. He's a killer. I'm guessing that's what I'm getting at here, because that has nothing to do with him being a killer. If he was a killer, he lives on college campus, he has to have fingerprints. So therefore, he's not the killer. Anyways, let's jump right back to the video.
The reason that you live there is for the ceilings because the apartment was cheaper on a college campus? That just sounds off to me. But hey, maybe that's true. Now let's get into the idea that he knew the victims.
Another thing, guys, you cannot live on college campus just being a nobody. That's all there is to it. So anyways, let's jump back to the video.
He had met specifically Kaylee, Xana, and then the boyfriend. That's how he described Ethan. The boyfriend. Multiple times, even after the person interviewing him had told him what Ethan's name was. He continued to refer to him just as the boyfriend. And how did he have this interaction with him? Well, this introvert randomly comes outside, sees them outside, takes them over a really nice, expensive bottle of wine that he was using to cook with just because he wasn't going to finish it. So he takes it over and he gives it to the pretty girls next door. And they were super happy to get it, he said.
The person I think I remember most is Kaylee, and like when I introduced myself, I think she was like the first one I shook hands with, and yeah, I just had like this. It was a pretty nice bottle of wine. I don't remember what kind it was, but it was pretty expensive, and you know, I was cooking with it, and I wasn't gonna finish it, and I was like taking my trash out, so I don't remember where I was outside, and then they were just like, you know, like chit chatting, drinking a little bit, playing some cool music, and so I like was like went down, and they were like drinking some beer, and I was just like asked her if she wanted this bottle of wine. I wasn't gonna finish this, and they were like, yeah.
He described them as nice young girls who partied on the weekends and would drink sometimes. How much attention was he paying to them?
You know, I always thought about crashing their parties sometimes, but I never actually like did it. I usually got my own thing going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you referred to them in the Reddit AMA as beautiful, joyful. I can't remember the other 2 adjectives, but
yeah,
yeah.
they seem really cool.
Guys, when are we actually going to get a suspect in this case? And stop speculating on people like this guy right here, Chef Dizzy. Just because he's a chef, he knows his way around knives. He juggles, so it's weird he lives on campus because there's vaulted ceilings. There's a reason why he says he lives on campus in a cheaper apartment because there's vaulted ceilings, because he likes to juggle. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, to live on college campus, you have to know somebody to live on college campus. You just don't rent a place on college campus. It just doesn't work that way. Everybody on college campus has had fingerprints and background checks done on a regular basis. You have to. It's a college, guys. So we're going to point fingers at Chef Dizzy just because you want to make a YouTube video because you ran out of people to actually talk about. That's actually what this is about. I'm just calling it like it is. And I'm sure everybody else is going to see it that way too. This guy has not even been named a suspect, and we're pointing fingers towards this guy. If he was a killer, they would have him in custody. Anyways, let's jump right back to the video.
Yeah, and some of my coworkers actually went to high school with them in Coeur d'Alene, so it's like it's a trip for us. So
Now, why is he getting on Reddit doing AMAs about this when he's only met these people one time? He's also saying that he saw a black SUV with either Colorado, Utah, or Montana license plate. It's a pretty wide range. I guess he keeps saying desert license plate, then he goes to maybe mountains. It feels like he's really just trying to tag along whatever comes into his mind of what might be on a license plate. But I don't know. I don't know. He uses the word like in that one interview that I watched like 1,000 times.
You want to know what it sounds like to me, Southern Logic? It sounds like he's wanting attention, just like everybody else in this case, guys. And we don't have enough proof of actually who's the killer. So if the cops really thought this guy was a suspect, he would have been in jail, guys. Like I said, he lives on college campus. This guy, Chef Dizzy, lives on college campus. He's a chef. He works a regular job. He likes to juggle. So what? If you live on college campus, you have fingerprints and everything else of this guy. Anyways, guys, let's get right back to the video.
Like this, like that. He uses the word like more than a YouTuber wanting you to smash that like button on the video. Using the word like isn't something you do when you're trying to recall something. It's more of when you're trying to make something up. When you're trying to give the story like this. I just thought it was odd. Like is a filler word. Why are you using a filler word that many times during an interview? And then he says that the people accusing him, even though he's been threatened and harassed.
And I'm actually going to stop video there, and because I want to say something about this. Just because someone uses like tons of times through their sentence or through an interview doesn't mean that they are a suspect, for one. Just like people has favorite words to comfort themselves. And like may be actually one of his words to comfort himself during a conversation. So are you guys, or hey, or something like that. I mean, everybody has their own comfort spots. So like may actually be one of his comfort words. Anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
That the people accusing him is funny to him. It's like flat earth theory.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of, it's almost hilarious to me that people think I did it, and they're like telling me like, yo, you know, you did it. And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like the equivalent to like flat earth theory to me when I like read some of these like Reddit conspiracies and shit. I've been mostly ignoring it, but you know, sometimes I read it and it gets to me, but I don't know. It's the other time it's just like it's almost entertaining to me.
Now, I'm by no means trying to accuse this man of it. This guy who reminds me of Ariel Helwani more than anything. The way he talks, the way he looks, everything about him. Y'all tell me. I'm a big MMA fan, so that was the first thing that stood out to me. I'm sorry, I know it's off track. But this guy just comes off as creepy. And he fits the bill. He's got the skills with knives. He's got the hand-eye coordination. He lives right beside him, so he could be right there and back home in no time. He describes himself as an introvert, which I hardly believe. He's at least in the past been part of the party drug scene. They say that that area is a big area for drugs. Maybe not that house in general, but maybe so. Maybe he might have had a lot more interaction with the people in that house than he's letting on. It's not like you can just come on YouTube and say, oh yeah, I've been selling MDMA and selling ecstasy to these college students.
Look, guys, just because you got in trouble in the past for something you did in your past doesn't make you a bad person. And also, just because you're a chef does not make you a killer neither. I'm just going to put that out there, guys. And hey, take that as you want it, guys. Southern Logic sat there and said that he knows a way around knives. He's a juggler. He lives on campus. There's something wrong with that. No, there's actually nothing wrong with that. The guy probably has fingerprints on a daily basis being on college campus. And if you live on college campus, you just can't be an outsider, plain and simple. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. But first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe to the channel is highly appreciated. And guys, this is no shot at Southern Logic. There's just some things on there that I had to point out and had to kind of give my opinion on, guys. But first, Your boy Deuces is out. Thank you guys. Have a good one.